Hey, how's it going? Adrienne Elise here. I just wanted to pop in and let you know about what's going on in the sky. Yesterday, Jupiter stationed retrograde. It's still in its process of stationing retrograde. And in Scorpio, it's giving us this feeling of being kind of suspended in the shadow. And we're coming out of this Pisces energy. The sun is still in Pisces, but Mercury and Venus have moved into Aries. And so we're starting to feel a little lightening, feel a little more empowerment energy coming out of this confusing Pisces time. But with Jupiter stationing retrograde, it's definitely giving us a feeling of like being suspended. We're like in between two worlds. We're in between the death process, the primordial soup, and about to move into the creation process and coming into form. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. This is a spring, a new year in the astrology, the way astrology sees things. And we are heading in to the spring equinox on March 20th. That's when the sun will join Mercury and Venus in Aries. And once Jupiter kind of settles into its retrograde in this next few days, we'll kind of feel like we're getting our bearings a little bit more. But it's really interesting to look at what happens this week is that Mercury and Venus have been close together. They came into a good conjunction on the 5th of March. And then what happened is they moved into Aries together. They're on a journey together. There's something really important that the stars are speaking to us right now. And it has to do with Mercury as our conceptual reality, our everyday way of seeing things and being able to communicate our perceptions and our thoughts and our conceptual reality. And Venus is the feminine part of ourselves. It's also our self-worth and our value. And so we're having this energy of an opportunity to have a better look at where we value ourselves or where we don't value ourselves, and where we've been letting ourselves be pushed around, maybe where we've been feeling victimized by life with all that Pisces energy. But with Jupiter stationing retrograde, we're kind of sitting in the shadow. It's kind of a little weird, but it's also this great opportunity to shed the skin, to release the old, to let the death process happen as we can start to begin to feel this trajectory into the new energy of the new astrological year with these planets moving into Aries. But with Mercury and Venus in this amazing configuration. So they stay very close. So first they came together in a conjunction. Then this week they moved into Aries together. And now what's going to happen is that one after the other, they're coming into squares with Capricorn. So on Sunday, Mercury comes into a square with Saturn in Capricorn. And then Venus on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week comes into a square with Capricorn. So it's really kind of cool because Capricorn has an energy, or Saturn in Capricorn at home in Capricorn has this energy of like, you got to face reality. You got to do what you got to do. It's about the obstacles that are in the way of our true path so we can get on our true path. But it's like father time and the taskmaster and get down to reality and make it real. And so what are we making real? We're making real our ability to value ourselves, changing our perspective by, in the process of releasing the shadow, the skin, these experiences that have happened to us that we're still reliving. It's from past lives or from the past of this life, our early childhood. That's the Scorpio energy going down into the depths. So Jupiter stationing there is bringing the light to these things. But in order for us to change our conceptual reality and our perspective on our self-worth, and also Venus is our values. What do we really care about? What do we really want in life? And so these squares with Saturn is saying, go ahead and make the changes. Squares are like, you're at the corner and that you can't keep going the way you're going. You can keep going, but you got to make a shift. And it's not just a little shift, it's a radical shift. going 90 degrees different from the way you've been going. And this has to do with our self-worth and our value and being willing to stand up for ourselves. It's kind of like this message moving into Aries. Chiron, the wounded healer, is moving into Aries next month, coming to these end degrees of Pisces. And it's saying, you know, we're having this opportunity of self-empowerment and say, wait a minute, I've been waiting for the world to validate me in the outside world and give me permission to stand up for myself or stand up for me. And it's just not going to happen. This is a powerful time to claim our spiritual autonomy through shedding that skin, all these stories that we have experienced through our lifetimes and in this lifetime, release all of those past energies that are clinging to us, release that skin and kind of forgive and love ourselves first. That's the only way we can forgive and love other people, and pick ourselves up by the bootstraps and be like, get on with it. I'm going to take care of me right now. I'm the only one who can place the boundaries that I need, that can value myself to create the world, the life that I really want. And that's that Saturn, that square with Saturn. It's saying what's in the way of what you really care about and the life you really want and the perspective you want to have with Mercury there. So it's a magical thing because Mercury's getting ready to take a retrograde. It's already moved in on the day that Jupiter on Friday, Jupiter moved in, started its retrograde, and Mercury moved into its retrograde shadow. Mercury's taking a retrograde in Aries, meaning it's going to spend close to 2 months, like 7 weeks in Aries. And Aries is like, it's about me. It's about the self. It's about empowerment. And it's kind of a cool energy with Mercury and Venus hanging out together because it's empowering the feminine in us, the part of us. So we all have masculine and feminine within. It's empowering the feminine part of ourselves that we haven't been able to value ourselves. And it's kind of like release the stories of the past, allow our perspective to change with this squares with Saturn. And then the other cool thing that happens right around the equinox, Mercury and Venus are still close together and they each take turns making a beautiful trine with the north node of the moon in Leo. So this is saying, hey, you guys, move it forward. Take it to the new age. We gotta go. We gotta get out of this victimhood, pull ourselves up and start taking care of ourselves in the way we've been waiting for the world to take care of ourselves. And, stand up for what we really believe, what really matters to us in our core value system, and claim that self-worth, claim that spiritual autonomy. And the path forward, if we can do that, is harmonized for us. And in the North Node in Leo saying, hey, shine your light, put yourself out there, be your joyful, childlike, dynamic self, express yourself in this world. So it's like we're not going through the shadow crap and this weird Pisces, like disempowering, strange time we've been in. And, for nothing with Scorpio in that moving into this retrograde, we're doing it so that we can find a new way forward where we're really valuing ourselves, the core level of our being, coming into a new value system in our collective consciousness, which can help us move forward out of division and into unity, into realizing that underneath we all want the same thing and we can move forward harmoniously. That is a lot about what 2018 is about. And here we go. The spring of the astrological chart is starting now. So right after these planets come into that beautiful trine with the North Node, Mercury and Venus, they come into a second conjunction. So at the beginning of March, they conjunct, and then with Mercury going into the slowing down and getting ready for its retrograde, it offers a second conjunction. So these two conjunctions are sandwiching this powerful thing. They move over the Aries point together, Mercury and Venus, square up with Saturn, one after the other, trine the North Node. The universe is saying, hey, it's time. There are messages, there's support. It's time to shed the stories of the past that have been keeping you from your true path. Pick yourself up by the bootstraps, start taking care, being responsible for taking care of you by setting the boundaries you need and the self-care and making your life about what you need so that you can be the light and be that expression in the world. So a super potent time. I hope you'll join me. I've got 2 events coming up. First, a live activation for this new moon in Pisces. We're having a new start around this Pisces energy, preparing for Chiron, the wounded healer, to move into the sign of Aries and complete the age of Pisces within our being. Very potent new moon. The activation is going to happen this Friday, March 16th at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's noon on the West Coast, and it's noon on the West Coast and 3:00 p.m. on the East Coast. And so I hope you can consider joining me. It's $10 live activation, and we're going to set the tone. That's full 24 hours moving. It's 12 hours, or actually it's the day within 24 hours of moving in to this powerful new moon in Pisces. And then right at the time of the spring equinox next Tuesday, a week from this next Tuesday on the 20th, join me for a celebration. This is going to be a group session. We're going to tap into this new birth energy and just be completely present right at the exact time of the spring equinox. So the information to sign up for that you can find that below, and I hope to see you there. So hang in there. This is a dynamic time of changing your perspective around your self-worth, around what really matters, so that you can move into this new astrological year with confidence and boundaries and strength as you claim your own spiritual autonomy. So have a great week. I look forward to seeing you soon. Until next time, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.